Hello, this is Eurogamer on YouTube, and you are watching Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition on PS4. I am Bertie, a writer for Eurogamer.net, and I'm joined by Christian Donlan.
Hello.
Another writer for Eurogamer, and we're the people playing this, and we're going to talk you through what we played and also what you won't see in this demo of the game.
Can I just very briefly, talking about what we won't see, when we played this on a screen with an astonishingly reflective veneer on it, so what I didn't see was most of it. So if I spend a lot of time shooting at shadows, it's partly that and partly I'm crap at Diablo.
So to point out, Christian is the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, choosing my skills here. What did I go for? I think I went for, Rain of Vengeance, classic. And I think I went for grenades. Got to go for grenades.
So there's a bit of setup here while we tailor our abilities, because it's nice to know what you're actually doing. If you haven't played Diablo 3 on console before, this is the UI. It's exactly the same as the PS3 and 360 existing version that's out. Takes a bit of time to get your head around if you're used to the PC version.
But it's as straightforward as they could have done it. Sort of radial menus works pretty well. Fan of knives. I'm a fan of knives. And I think they've done a really nice job with it. I just want to briefly point out at this point that runes in a previous version of Diablo 3, which they never released, runes were meant to be an item that would drop.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the version as much as I love Diablo 3 as we have it now, every time I play it, I do wish that these runes were items.
They have kind of added the legendary items that you pick up now do have...
They have a bit of that element to
yeah.
So but the idea that like one rune in a certain spell would turn your frog into a rain of frogs, and in another spell would turn your grenade into a rain of grenades is just a lovely idea. So
this is me, Bertie, changing my Crusader's abilities. The Crusader is the new class that was introduced in Reaper of Souls, the expansion which comes with the Ultimate Evil Edition. That's the main edition. It's also patched up to 2.0.5. That's the balance patch after Reaper of Souls was released. Blizzard will be adding more content patches, they told us, afterwards, but they're not necessarily going to be the same as on PC.
It wouldn't surprise me, because the two games on console and on PC, they feel like different games, even though it is the same content. The control mechanics make it feel so different already. This already feels like a sort of almost like a twin stick shooter on consoles. So it wouldn't be surprising for Blizzard to kind of keep that differentiation.
Yeah. So the main other new bits that are coming, there's the adventure mode that's in Reaper of Souls as well. So you can have like missions that take you all across the different acts in the game, and you get good rewards for those. It adds to the replayability rather than just grinding through.
It explodes the replayability. It's almost like a non-linear. It's the end game, but it feels like the true way to play Diablo 3. So this non-linear campaign of little quests where you go off and you're seeing a lot of different tile sets very quickly and stuff.
Yeah. The other things that are coming to the console version, this is on PS4, Xbox One, PS3 and 360. Apparently there aren't that many differences between old generation and new generation. I expect the resolution might be lower, but performance is otherwise good, and all the content is pretty much the same, which is great. The big thing coming in is there is a Nemesis system, an apprentice mode, and there is in-game gifting, player gifting, coming to this Ultimate Evil Edition.
I'm so excited about Nemesis, so tell me, I genuinely am. I know that sounds like a terrible kind of... it's like those recipes on the side of cornflakes packets that contain lots of cornflakes, but I am terribly excited about Nemesis. Tell me about it.
So the Nemesis system is a way to add a social layer to you and your friends playing on Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. When an enemy kills you, any enemy, it could be just a skeleton, could be an elite enemy, probably will be an elite enemy depending on what difficulty you're playing, that enemy levels up and becomes a nemesis to the person it killed. And then when that enemy levels up, it also jumps into a friend's game through a portal and invades their game. So they will see that nemesis, that creature that killed you, that leveled up creature that killed you in their game, and have a chance to kill it.
And it might kill them, in which case it levels up again, and the whole beautiful thing continue. It's like in the early days of 360 with achievements and consoles being online, a lot of people were messing around with these kind of viral achievements where you had to get the achievement, you had to play against a developer of the game or someone who had played against a developer. And again, it's just it makes the game feel more live, doesn't it? It makes it feel.
I expect there will be an achievement tied to this. Get a nemesis to max level. They can level up 5 times apparently. Your nemesis enemies, and then they hit a max level.
And then they retire.
Yeah, we don't
become
know.
Consultants.
We haven't seen this in action. It's not in this build of the game. I'm interested to see which enemies you could level up, because it would be great to see some of the weaker enemies suddenly become.
Well, we were thinking about like kind of the eely worms that bust out of the fat kind of bloater zombie guys'
The fat
bellies.
bloaters.
Fat bloaters. If they level up, would you get? Oh my god, it's a giant worm coming towards me. I don't know. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if they gain size. I don't know if visually they change, but it's an interesting thing we want to try.
Psychologically, they change. They go.
The other thing that they're
Journey of discovery for them.
Yeah, the other thing that they're bringing in, apprentice mode, is a mode where a friend who's lower level could join your game and be buffed up temporarily for the play session to your level, so they will be able to actually contribute to the fight.
I like this because, like, part of leveling is getting new skills, but part of leveling is also learning how to use those skills over like the 9 hours it's taken. So you're gonna have a lot of people going around with the best kit and no idea of what to do, and that sounds quite fun to me. That sounds quite hilarious.
Yeah, and the whole thing with this console version is you grab a pad, jump into your friend's game, and the whole thing you don't want to happen is that you've played for a bit longer than your friends, so they come round and actually they can't join your game. So
it is the big problem ARPGs always have, isn't it? The sort of drop in and drop out stuff, because so much of it is your character moving through the timeline of the game. I love this. Sorry, we're just rushing in. Diablo 3 is the ultimate game about heroes rushing in and rushing out of rooms. It's like, oh hi, will you save? Yes, I will save you, but I'm just going to go do all this other stuff first.
Yeah, we're not spending much time talking to people here.
Have you ever? Occasionally I will, but only because I want to. If someone has a particularly amusing northern accent, you want to hear that.
There are some amusing accents.
That's not at all a diss on people with actual northern accents. It's more a diss on people. A diss on. Ironically, I can't even speak myself when I say a diss on Diablo's idea of what.
I thought what Blizzard did with the vanilla, very first version of Diablo 3, how they had quest things play out as audio files as you were running on was clever, because they understood that no one was going to stand around and read
I think it must have been. I spoke to one of the game's narrative designers, and I think that it was a sort of sore point for him that he realised that Diablo is mainly a game about hitting things, and every time that you're not hitting something, people are a little bit like, let me get back to hitting stuff. But they dealt with it quite. Lots of undead washing there. Lots of laundry in this game.
A brief word on actually what we're playing here. One thing that was always great about Diablo console was it had 60 frames a second, I think, on the other version. This does, definitely. You'll be watching it at 30 frames a second because it's YouTube, and we can't use 60 frames a second.
That's Google, isn't it? They need the other 30 frames to read your email and sell you
things. And it's not online like the PC version. So when I've been playing online the PC version, I've been suffering from a bit of lag, and that's my internet connection's fault, not the game's fault. But it still means that I get every now and then slightly laggy experience. This is running on your machine. It's very immediate, very responsive, and in 60 frames a second, it's a joy to smash things up.
It is. It really is. So like let's say about the Crusader. The Crusader almost feels like the replacement for the Barbarian. Even though the Barbarian's still lots of fun, the Crusader's just a lot more sort of metallic, kind of an armoured tank.
Don't be put off by the Crusader's paladin-like, what you might think of it. He's not a stereotypical paladin or anything like that. In fact, he's just got an awesome array of abilities.
He's a holy snowplow, basically.
Yeah, and he's got a shield, but you don't have to use it particularly.
Can I just say that's Rain of Vengeance, which is my very favourite skill. It's the arrows coming down from the ceiling. Oh, it's lovely. I lose track of myself in these fights quite a lot, but it turns out it doesn't really matter. It's such a chaotic job.
You can press your right thumbstick down on the PlayStation 4 and a little beam of light corresponding to your character colour, which also is on the DualShock light bar.
That's almost an acknowledgement that you will lose track of yourself. It's just like the back room of a thrift store, but for Magic, isn't it?
When there are 4, we played this also with 3 people. Haven't played it before, but when there were 3 people and all of the abilities going on, you do lose track of yourself.
We're ludicrously overpowered as well for this area, we should say. So we're just kind of zooming through, cleaning it out.
So the other thing that's coming in is the player gifting. So you can send items to your friends using a mailbox, which also isn't in this build, but that will be there. That's another way to get people sharing stuff, playing together. The best bit of this, I think, is that sometimes when a legendary item drops,
oh, I love that feeling.
There is an item that drops. I've forgotten what it's called, but there's like a gift, a chance, a legendary gift. Let me see if I can find out what it's called.
What you do? Let me just ponder. What do you think a mailbox would look like in the Diablo lore? I think it might be like a skull statue. You'd put a letter in there. You'd put a letter in the mouth.
I've seen it in screenshots, and it looks quite a lot like the World of Warcraft mailbox. So a kind of oversized letter style.
Oh, I was hoping they'd go for something gothic.
I need more hatred to do that.
Lots of this, lots of killing. If you invite these heroes into your house to save the day, they will smash up your house as they are saving the day. Anyway, I'm just launching arrows through the roof.
Here we go. So when a legendary item drops, there's a chance that a gift for a friend will also drop. If you interact with that gift, you can send it to whichever friend on your list you want to. And when they log in, they will see this in their inbox. And when they pick up the item or receive the item, they then roll a chance of getting a legendary item that's tailored to their character. So you send them effectively a legendary something.
That's nice. That's nice. We were trying to work out whether this has the boosted legendary drops, which is the PC version. They started off with a kind of an anniversary. They boosted the legendary drops, and then they left it in there because everyone liked it so much.
It will do because that was in patch 2, I think. So
okay.
Also, the old console version had a boosted chance anyway.
Yeah, which everyone absolutely adored. People said the console version felt much more vibrant than.
We in fact found a legendary on our 20-minute run through.
Oh, we did, didn't we? We didn't bother equipping it. I really like the legendaries. Like, have you seen? There's a footage, like an incredible footage of a player running through a Nephilim rift in about 5 minutes, and they have this legendary which allows them to just bump into enemies and do damage. So it's basically pinball, and legendaries have a genuinely transformative effect in this game. They will change the way that you play the game. I remember looking at that guy playing the game and thinking, I've never played Diablo 3 like that at all. Like,
We've got a bit hectic here.
Yes, I hate those little sort of Vandergraaf generators.
Elite enemies or special enemies will sometimes.
There's a legendary right there. Look at that.
Will sometimes have abilities where they drop these orbs all over the place, or they poison the ground, or they. I don't like the lasers, the purple lasers.
Oh, I hate the purple lasers. Do you think that's a comment on humanity poisoning?
Probably.
Fragile Earth. Gaia is crying out. Blizzard are trying to point it out to us.
I think so.
I don't think so.
It would have been good to try this with 4 players, but
just imagine. If you get drunk, it'll look like there are 4 of us.
You can still dodge in this version. Should mention.
Oh yes, dodging
I don't think we do it in this because there's no reason.
There's no reason. When we're level 16, you're kind of ploughing through. There is no reason.
You dodge with the right stick. You do a little roll.
Look, here's some local trains of not witch doctor, as a demon hunter.
These are so this is the new area in Reaper of Souls. This is some of the expansion content. This is a sort of labyrinthine area called Westmarch.
That's right, and it is one of their first sort of non-dungeon areas, which is procedural, isn't it, in Diablo 3?
I don't know.
I think so. I think each time you play through it's a little bit different. And it works well with that kind of Warreneth feeling.
I spent quite a lot of time in this area on the PC version, so I didn't know where to go, and I felt like I was wandering around this area for ages.
And then there's the giant cemetery as well, which is particularly good for. We were talking about adventure mode earlier on. But adventure will kind of throw you back to previous areas. Will give you like either like almost like a horde mode or like a boss to fight. And there's some brilliant stuff to be done in the cemetery when the skeleton dogs come out. You're in a world of joy.
You can transfer your Diablo 3 standard PS3 and 360 characters into this game. If you have a PS3 version, you can transfer it to PS4 or to PS3, depending on which version you buy. You can't transfer across console versions, so you couldn't transfer from PS3 to Xbox One.
Or from PC.
Which
is a shame. Do they not, like, I don't know this because I haven't played the console version that much. Are they running some weird version of Battle.net on it? Do you know in the background?
No, there's no.
Oh right, okay, so that's that.
Well, not as far as I noticed playing the
Look
other.
at that. No one wants to get Rain of Arrows right on the head like that. It's just tragic.
So there are new enemies here, of course. I don't know if people will have played the other game, but there are new enemies. I like the big spinny death maidens.
Oh yeah, they're horrible.
And there are some summoners who stand around summoning people.
And they are in like they have like a health buff aura. So ideally you want to take them out, otherwise they will last for ages and they'll just keep summoning other people. So even though people say, and it's true that it is kind of a kludgy kind of knock your way through everything from the game, they are doing stuff about target prioritization, aren't they?
There seems to be a great variety.
Enemies that work differently. I love the fact that these people won't turn into baddies until you have a little chat with them, and then they're like, "Oh no, by the way, we're evil."
Gorol.
Geralt.
We leveled up and everything, so that you can see the players who are not familiar with the console version. You can see the loot popping up here, and it gives you a kind of preview of the loot. And the upward arrows, green arrows, mean it's an improvement over what you've got. So you can just use the menu there instead of going into the menu and stuttering everything. You can just equip on the fly.
That's quite clever because so much of Diablo on console is on PC. Sorry, is that balance between half an hour of playing and then 5 minutes of going through your shopping and kind of throwing stuff out and trying stuff on.
Yeah.
You know, and they've managed to make a way that kind of makes sense in a 4-player game without being tremendously annoying.
And I assume that the legendaries they've put in this version are going to have the kind of abilities that they have in the PC version, which is they can change your playstyle quite significantly. They can have abilities on them, or they'll have a serious buff to a type of your skills.
Or they'll just do like some of them. Like I've got I think it's a pair of shoulders in the game, in the PC game, which randomly fires out Fan of Knives, which is a skill for the Demon Hunter. So I've stopped equipping Fan of Knives on my actual character because my trousers or whatever are randomly giving it to me every 5 seconds.
I have the same shoulders.
Oh really?
Oh my god,
we must never wear them at the same place.
And they do 200% weapon damage, so even though they're they're level 33 or something, they're still very good.
Yeah. Lots of treasure.
3 minutes left. This is where we really start to hurry up. We've got to get to the end here.
That's right, because we're playing the demo, the little public demo at the moment, aren't we? Which is a little bit of the West March campaign.
So we are smashing our way through stuff. My advice to anyone playing Diablo is to put the difficulty up to as hard as you can manage.
Until you get to a boss, in which case put it down.
Sometimes put it down, because when you start putting the difficulty up, you start using your skills in thoughtful ways.
And you just get crazy content as well. Like you get crazy loot. I'm sorry, I hate the word content. You get crazy loot and you level up really quick. You can level, when they had that 50% leveling bonus, which I wish they'd bring back, you could just level up once in our lunch break.
Yeah, this is new, by the way. These massacre, these things that are coming up. You can do this in the PC version and it gives you XP bonus. But here, when you destroy things, you can get a speed bonus, which is nice because you can always be running faster. And I think you get a damage bonus for one thing. So that's an altered thing. It's not completely new, but it's slightly tweaked.
God, we didn't have to have a health potion once during this. We got. This is the pleasure of playing Diablo when nothing can kill you.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad for those guys. They just wanted to do a bit of skeletal arching.
The Crusader, I advise anyone who's picking it up for the first time to pick up a Crusader as well. They are fun. And they have a horse. They can summon a horse to charge through things.
But they can't ride the horse.
They do ride the horse.
Oh, do they? They summon and then jump on?
It's a short-lived thing. It's a temporary thing.
Much like a real horse.
Yeah.
Certainly in my house. You get bored and then you eat it. It's terrible. That's not true, obviously.
So the Ultimate Evil Edition is coming out on PS4, Xbox One, PS3, 360 on the 19th of August.
Contains short-lived horses. Just before my daughter's birthday.
Ah.
Sadly, she's 1, so I'm not going to be buying this. That would be terrible. Be terrible parenting. Here you are, darling. It's a gruesome, dark, gothic horror game.
So the level cap goes up to 17 Reaper of Souls as well. It was 16 in the previous version. And there's new abilities, I think, that come with that. A new passive ability.
Oh, really? Oh, that's correct. No, there's a new active ability which comes with the...
Okay.
Yeah, it comes. I think it's level 61 you get a new active ability.
So this is the last part of the demo, which we actually managed to complete, even though we faffed around for ages at the beginning.
Got very confused. Devil's Breath.
After this bit in the main game, you get a new NPC character called the Mystic, who can enchant items for you. But that's it for us, really.
That's lovely.
Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to watch more videos like this. Otherwise, mark it in your diaries, 19th of August, the Ultimate Evil Edition of Diablo 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much.